Those of you who have friends or classmates who could not join us today due to time constraints or physical disabilities, we'd like to inform you that this ASI community chat will be videotaped and published fully for viewing on YouTube by next week. All of the information and links to resources we discussed today will be shared within this video, because we want to provide the most relevant and correct information and resource-rich content. As ASI looks to live stream these community chats, we want to ensure equal access to information and technology by being ATI compliant when we go live. We aim to provide a more accessible space that allows questions to be asked remotely in real time to help further meet needs and requests of our diverse community. Before we continue with introductions, I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. First and foremost, we collectively acknowledge that Cal State Fullerton is located on traditional, ancestral, and contemporary land of indigenous people. Before this land was colonized, it was cared for and called home by the Tongva Achman people. We recognize that this land holds great historical, spiritual, and personal significance for its original inhabitants. To ensure that we are truly catalyzing change rooted in the social justice principle, ASI and Cal State Fullerton recognizes and continually support and advocate for the sovereignty of the native nation in the territory and beyond. By offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm tribal sovereignty and our commitment to the tribes that historically call this land home. Before we continue, I'd like us to do a brief grounding exercise. In a few moments, I'll invite us to take 2 deep breaths so we can be present in this space we are sharing. Breath number 1. Out. Breath number 2. Out. All right. I want to reiterate that this space is intended for you all to ask questions, voice your concerns, and let us know your experience as a student at Cal State Fullerton. So don't hesitate to ask any question. Take a deep breath and let us know. Now we'll begin with introductions. I will start with introducing one of our panelists, and the rest of the panelists will introduce each other. Serving as the ASI Chief Governmental Officer, Sahar Amir is a third-year history major with a minor in political science. Sahar is heavily involved on campus, where she has served as Lobby Corps Commission Coordinator, the president of the Afghan Student Association within the Association for Intercultural Awareness, ICA, and a member of the Sigma Kappa sorority and the previous event coordinator for the Pre-Law Society. Sahar also has held the previous opportunity to bring awareness to students' stories at the California Higher Education Student Summit in Sacramento, where she delegated 10 students last year and 12 students this year to speak to the state legislature about their personal experience within the California State University system. Thank you.
ASI Chief Campus Relations Officer Cameron Macedonio is a 4th-year communications major. Cameron is involved on campus as a general manager of Titan Radio, Cal State Fullerton's radio station. At Titan Radio, Cameron leads a team of 12 to 13 people and manages a team of over 100 student DJs. Cameron also has a strong passion for advocacy work, having helped to collect over 600 student stories and 7,500 petition signatures for the CSU EU Labor Union to advocate for student employees at the CSU Chancellor's Office. The union won their election with a 97% vote.
Thank you, Sahar. I need this. Now I would like to introduce Vice President Mark Zavolkov, a 5th-year molecular biology major with a concentration in biotechnology. As a sophomore transfer entering CSUF, Mark developed a new understanding of what it means to give back to students by being involved in the Fullerton community. After playing on the CSUF men's soccer team for 3 years, he volunteered and helped fundraise money for the Center for Autism and became involved in the Creative Writing Club and fundraised for the Orange County Alumni Association. Outside of campus involvement, Mark referees soccer, and he is excited about the increasing Titan experience and culture.
ASI President Mason Awadala is a fourth-year communications major with a concentration in broadcast journalism with a minor in international politics. Since her first year at CSUF, Mason has passionately taken on leadership positions in several campus organizations, including Vice President for Students for Justice in Palestine, former Marketing Chair for the Southwest Asian North African Organization, former Events Coordinator for the Association for Intercultural Awareness, Titan Radio, and ASI Chief Inclusion and Diversity Officer in the 2022-2023 school year. In her free time, she likes to cook, spend time with family and friends.
ASI Board of Directors Chair and Board of Director for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Ashley Zazueta Rodriguez, is a fourth year majoring in criminal justice. She is a first-generation Latinx college student. Ashley is a member of the Alpha Chi Omega sorority on campus, and she is passionate about supporting students with disabilities, protecting student voices, and being an advocate for our board members.
ASI Board Vice Chair and Director of the College of Health and Human Development, Ida Orion is a fourth year majoring in public health. She has served in several leadership roles at ASI, including most recently as the Chair of the Association for Intercultural Awareness, or ICA. Ida is passionate about making campus resources more accessible to students, bringing awareness to food insecurity, and motivating and empowering our ASI student leaders.
Thank you, Ashley. Chief Governmental Officer Alon Ruelas is a fifth-year undergrad majoring in communications with a concentration in public relations and a minor in Chicano-Chicana studies. Alon is a proud first-generation college student and has heavily involved on campus as an active participant of the Male Success Initiative, also known as MSI. Titan Radio, Aldea, Latino Journalist of CSUF, and Metra de CSUF. Alon is passionate about student accessibility to information and resources, sharing student stories and creating visibility and advocating for queer students, students of color, and especially men of color.
Thank you, Ida. Thank you. A reminder, we have the pom-poms, y'all. All right, let's get started with the conversation. We'll begin with 2 audience questions, then the raise of hand, and we'll go over with the microphone. First question. Will there be any new equipment added to the gym?
Hello. So actually, this past January, we just added 52 new cardio machines on the second floor, and we're gonna be adding more weight racks in June.
All right, an audience question, a show of hands. All right, over here, come on over.
Hi, I'm Tori, she, her biology major. Are there any new events planned for this semester that you're excited to be? I've been to a few of yours in the past.
Yeah, awesome question. Some upcoming events that we have that we're all looking forward to are we actually have a women's basketball game tonight at 7 p.m., I believe, with the tailgate from 5:30 to 6:30, I think, or 5 to 6:30. So that's going to be cool. We have a March 5th tailgate coming up for men's baseball, which is going to be awesome. And then we have Beyond the Conversation that just got announced. If you check out our social media page on Instagram at ASI-CSUF, you can see all that information and the details about it. We have ASI Carnival coming up. So if you want to know more info about that, just please feel free to check out our social media. And then, of course, at the end of the semester or close to the end, we have spring concert.
Thank you. All right, another pre-submitted question. How do I advocate for change?
So we definitely have a lot of opportunities for advocacy for change. You can share your experience. You can share your experiences with us and advocate. We also have many positions dedicated to advocating around diversity and inclusion, such as our Chief Inclusion Diversity Officer and our Chief Campus Relations Officer. We also have our Chief Governmental Officer, who advocates around civic engagement. And then all of these roles also oversee advocacy commissions that are in charge of carrying out events that are centered around the importance of advocating for marginalized communities. And these roles will be open in a few weeks on the ASI website, so be able to check them out.
Thank you.
Sahar, if you want to.
I'll add a little bit onto that. So as Chief Governmental Officer and alongside with the ASI President, the two of us, we go to something called CSSA plenary meetings, which is the Cal State Student Association, and we go advocating for you guys, so for students, by the students. And actually this March, we'll be going to CHES, which is California Higher Education Student Summit in Sacramento. We have a delegation of about 12 other students coming with us to advocate, again, for students, by students. If anyone has stories, we are so excited to take your stories, speak on your guys' behalf, and in the coming years, you guys can also apply for these positions, and it'll be a wonderful experience. And another way you guys can get involved on our campus is any student can bring an issue to public comment during the ASI Board of Directors meeting, held every other Tuesday, 1:15 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. in the TSU boardroom just up there. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have an audience question. Over here.
Hi guys, my name is Vanessa. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I'm a childhood and adolescence major. My question is there any new positions that are going to be created for next year or anything that is being removed? And if so, other students are aware of that?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Is there any new changes that are going to happen for next year regarding like new positions, or is there any positions that are being removed for next year? And if so, if they are being removed, why are the students not aware of it?
So we actually have some candidates here, which hopefully you'll actually get to meet later for Meet the Candidates. As far as new positions, every new year we have ASI elections so that all students are able to run with the positions listed on the ASI website. That's where you can find all the information about the positions available and unavailable to students. You know, if you were looking for a different position, whatever's listed on the website is going to be the positions available. So I hopefully that can answer your question.
Any positions are...
I think there's a follow-up.
I would refer to the ASI website.
So, and then for the ASI website, is it updated like every so often or anything like that?
Yeah, we update it every so often with our meeting agendas and minutes, as well as our positions that are open.
Thank you. All right, the pre-submitted question. Why are housing fees at CSUF so expensive, and when resources are limited?
Okay, so pricing and housing fees are not determined by ASI. However, we do have some resources at our table over here if you guys want to check that out. And if you guys ever have any questions, you can always refer to the Housing and Residential Engagement Department as well.
All right, can I get an audience question? Okay.
Hey, I'm Ash, she, her, they, them, and currently into the entertainment, arts, and animation major. I was just wondering, related to that housing thing, but this is a little bit more temporary, but suppose something happens and a student couldn't make it back home in time, or something happened and they don't have the money to stay at a very low or cheap hotel and the school's nearby.
Yeah, so Tuffy's Basic Needs offers emergency housing and emergency loans as well. So you can always speak to them, and they can be able to set you up with any housing that's on campus or near campus.
Okay. Another pre-submitted question is, what can ASI do to ensure that student financial aid reimbursements are conducted in a timely manner?
So regarding financial aid disbursements are released 10 days approximately prior to the start of each semester. That's assuming that all appropriate paperwork was done on the student's end as well. But this is an issue that I know can be very confusing, and I have personally faced myself. It can be very, very stressful, but I want you all to know that ASI student leaders are more than aware of any issues affecting students, particularly in the financial aid realm, and we can do our best to speak with Dr. Segura in the Office of Financial Aid to advocate for students as well. And we do also have the Office of Financial Aid open if you have any particular questions related to your personal account. But yeah, this is an issue that can be a little confusing. It's not necessarily the most cut and dry, but ASI is here to help clear things up and fight for you. Yeah.
All right, live audience question. I believe you have one here.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. My name is Nico Guerra. I'm a third-year business marketing major. Pronouns are he, him. And my question was, what's the update on the wellness initiative?
Yeah, thank you. That's an awesome question. We have been going out and to every aspect that we can to recite the information about the Wellness Initiative and how to get students engaged with it. We're just trying to get as much data and feedback possible so that we can take it to higher administration, and then that's for them to decide. However, we've been doing everything in our power to spread wellness on our campus, whether that's promoting wellness within our own facilities now and also promoting the Wellness Initiative and what the resources may entail in the future. Hopefully that answered your question.
Thank you. Okay, our next pre-submitted question, why are parking tickets crazy expensive? Isn't tuition high enough?
So I first want to clarify that parking on our campus is an actual separate entity from ASI. A lot of people think ASI and parking are together when they are not. So I did want to clarify that for parking and transportation. It's determined externally to ASI. However, we as ASI student leaders actually do meet with the Vice President Porter, Alex Porter, and he is in charge of parking and administration and working with that department. So we can always elevate those concerns and bring that up to him in those meetings that we have with him.
Okay, lovely, thank you. Can I get an audience question? Okay.
Hi, my name is Jade Rodriguez. Pronouns are she, her, and my major is political science. My question is, how do you as a board plan on advocating for students and supporting students when it comes to fighting against policies that directors, like the higher ups, create?
We'll ask the question one more time.
Sorry, that was a long one. It was, how do you as a board plan on advocating for students and supporting students when it comes to fighting against policies that directors create, like the higher ups?
Okay.
So do you mean like at the university level or at the CSU level? Is there both?
Both, yeah.
Yeah, so for us, we advocate for students as the top 3 student leaders, myself, Ashley, and Mark. We have meetings with administration at least a few times a semester where we are able to voice student concerns to the administrators and talk about ways that we can go about making change. And with the Cal State Student Association, Sahar and I go to the Cal State Student Association. They are every month plenaries, and we're able to also voice student concerns when there are people who are in the CSU system that are making changes. They come and present to us. We're able to ask questions and give our comments and give our input as well.
And do you find it effective, or is it just being pushed around?
I would say it's pretty effective. I would find it fairly effective as we, for one example, we wanted to see more menstrual products and more buildings on campus. And in our meetings with the VP of Admin and Finance, we were able to let him know about that concern, and he made it happen. And now we have menstrual products in every single academic building on campus. Thank you.
All right, so the next question is, who is performing for the spring concert?
Okay, so I'm super excited to answer that question. The announcement will be taking place at the ASI Carnival, which is happening on March 8th at the Intramural Fields. Give it applause.
All right.
The ASI Carnival was moved to March 8th at Lot D next to the SRC and the tennis courts from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. There will be rides, games, and the announcement of the spring concert artists will also be revealed at that time too. So make sure to come to the ASI Carnival.
Thank you. All right, and Sahar?
I actually had more to add to that previous question that was asked. So we also are having the opportunity to go to CHES this March, the California Higher Education Student Summit. Last year when we went, we were trying to advocate for students, and we got almost every legislation that we were pushing past, and we're hoping to do that same thing this year and embed things that are going to help such issues. I just want to add that.
So, thank you, Zohar. Our next pre-submitted question is, recently, EOP students have been feeling unheard, disregarded when it comes to change within the program. In what ways can ASI help empower EOP students to let the interim EOP director and upper management for EOP students to be heard?
So this is the first general EOP concern that we have gotten as student leaders, and we want to affirm that this is a conversation that we are willing to speak about. We want to clarify that EOP also falls under the Division of Student Affairs, and the most that we can do is we can help elevate your concerns, and you can share that we are open as well to helping and hearing directly from students regarding your concerns. So if there are concerns, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will try and elevate them.
Thank you. An audience question? Okay, come over.
Hello, my name is Vanessa. I am a third year in sociology. My pronouns are she, her. My question is this being live streamed?
Yeah, live streamed, no, but it is being recorded, so that way it can be on YouTube. I believe Alan said within a week or so. So it'll be accessible for students to view whether or not they were able to be here.
What was the reason for it not being live streamed?
So the reason why we weren't able to live stream it is because we wanted to make sure that it was ATI compliant. We will be putting this on YouTube in a couple days alongside the links and the resources that we have talked about. And unfortunately, we were not able to do it this year, but we are working and making strides towards doing it next year.
All right, next question. What does ASI do?
Okay, so ASI kind of does a lot we do a lot in the realm of like programs and services. Right now, ASI is in the middle of completing the 2020 to 2025 strategic plan, and we have 3 overarching goals right now. Firstly is to enhance student leader and student employee development success. Secondly is to advance organizational excellence, and third is to strengthen community. I know one thing that I can personally speak on is strengthening community. Within my role as Chief Campus Relations Officer, I want to ensure that students on campus feel represented and feel accepted. And that's kind of showing in one of my programs in which I'm planning right now in collaboration with the Asian American Pacific Islander Resource Center, as well as housing and alumni. On April 9th, I believe the date is, we're going to be hosting an event called Storytelling from the Deep Blue in the housing, Laurel NPR, I believe it's called. And what this is a celebration of Pacific Islander culture. We're gonna have guest speakers, food, performances, and it'll really help build community within Pacific Islander students and even non-Pacific Islander students. And that's one thing I love about ASI is our ability to build community. And I know Mason has some more to add as well.
Thank you so much, Cameron. Cameron made some amazing points. ASI is all about community building and making sure that our students are getting what they need. And another thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that we also have a lot of resources to offer students. And we have a whole table right here full of resources that are ASI related and not ASI related. So feel free to come and check it out after we're done. We have a lot of great campus partners and just great opportunities for you all.
Lovely. Okay. Audience question. Okay.
Vanessa Munoz, Child and Adolescence, she, her, ella. My question is, we're aware that there was only like a couple of people running for new positions, and I just wanted to know why, out of 42,000 students, why is there only a little bit of students running for it? Like a lack of like.
Can you repeat the full question, please?
Yeah, so out of 42,000 students that are in Cal State Fullerton, how many people ran for the new positions?
I'm not sure of the exact number. I heard when you originally asked your question that you were concerned that not enough people were running, and I just want to be able to tell you that we share the exact same concern. As people within ASI, nothing matters more to us than student involvement and student engagement. And we're consistently making sure that we're being transparent with our sources, we're being transparent with our elections processes, and we want students to have the opportunity to run. I know the applications were to be a candidate were open for a while. I'm not sure as to the exact numbers, but I know that even with vacant positions, let's say, I know off the top of my head, there's only one student running for College of the Arts when there's 2 seats. We're going to have opportunities to fill these seats, and our goal is to fill these seats regardless. So as of right now, even though we don't have a person running for every open seat, it is ASI's job and mission to make sure that we're finding students to fill these roles so that way every student on campus can feel properly represented and heard within the appropriate spaces.
People who are running for the new positions, they're already part from ASI. So how's that having everybody being included and like going out there and like saying like, hey, there's positions open? Or I haven't seen any of that of like, ASI people going out there and just saying like, hey, there's positions opening for like student government. I didn't even know ASI existed until like 2 years ago.
I would absolutely love to answer that question. I myself actually, along with our current elections coordinator, elections 2 coordinators, 3 coordinators, 2 coordinators, sorry, and the elections director, I was actually able to work alongside them and actually help present elections in classrooms to student clubs and organizations. And we were able to spread as much as ASI could do with the time that we had allotted. Again, with our class schedules, we're still students as well, so we had to incorporate that into our schedule to present. But we were trying to do everything in our power to promote ASI elections and understand that students would love, we were trying to promote civic engagement, not only at the CSU level, but also at the national level because this is an election year. So we were doing everything in our power. So I understand your concern that maybe people were unaware that elections were happening, but we always try to promote elections as much as possible and get students as much civically engaged as possible.
All right, next to the pre-submitted question, what kind of scholarships are offered?
So to answer that question, we have a whole bunch of scholarships open right now. They open every semester and they'll be dispersed the following semester. So right now we have 74 scholarships open for students, and they'll be closing on March 11th, and I believe they'll be dispersed through financial aid in the fall 2024 semester. These scholarships we have them open for all sorts of students, for any community. Students coming from being undocumented, formerly incarcerated students, graduate students, and even student athletes. So I highly encourage all students to apply. Everything will be on the ASI website available for you guys. just don't hesitate to apply for them.
Q. Okay, an audience question. Raise of hand. Going once. Going twice. Okay.
Vanessa Munoz, childhood and adolescence major, she, her, ella. I am part of the Children's Center. So my question is there more flexibility or like availability where actually like students that come to Cal State Fullerton are able, like who are parents, are able to get a little bit of a discount when it comes to child care?
Yeah, so our Children's Center program is absolutely phenomenal. The team and our staff there are amazing, and we love the work that they're doing over there. What the Children's Center aims to provide is affordable care for their children, as well as these children are getting an education and learning. Because a lot of the times when you have your child at daycare or some sort of after-school care, there's a lot of maybe care, but not education and furthering their learning and academic abilities. So that's why our Children's Center is top-notch here. We love them. And we as ASI always try to promote that our Children's Center has so many resources available, not only to parents and student parents, but also everything in between. So hopefully that answered your question.
Is there like a flexibility where you can have the students that are actually parents at Cal State Fullerton to pay less, or like to have them some sort of discount? That was like my...
We try our best to make it as affordable as possible for students who are parents. That is also a concern that we can follow up with you on if you'd like to give us your name and your email, and we can definitely check with you and follow up. Thank you.
All right. The next question that is pre-submitted. A lot of the food in the TSU is equivalent to like 1 hour of minimum wage. Is there any way ASI can make the food affordable for students?
So this is a very good question. I would say that the franchises that we have here on campus, the prices are very similar to the ones off campus, but this is always a concern that we can bring up to ASC. However, we do have some franchises here on campus like Baja Fresh and Biology that accept EBT and have some lunch specials in the food court. However, we also have our ASI Farmers Market every Tuesday, which has more affordable food. And if a student is ever experiencing food insecurity, you can always come to our ASI food pantry and reach out to Tufik Basics Needs to help get enrolled with CalFresh.
Thank you. An audience question? Audience question, going once, going twice. Okay.
My name is Jace Rodriguez, pronouns she, her, major poli-sci. I know we talked about the changes and everything, but I want to know as a board collectively, what are some changes you guys have done for students who are minorities to change things up? Sorry, I said it kind of weird. I want to know as a board collectively, what are some changes you guys have done to stand up for students as a collective?
So our Chief Inclusion Diversity Officer actually oversees our Social Justice and Equity Commission, which has hosted a myriad of events this last semester and this semester, uplifting minority communities. Cameron also earlier, he had talked about how his commission is doing so as well and advocating for change, also environmental sustainability. And we as a group are also always here to listen and speak up during committee meetings and really speak up for the students who need it most.
Can you name some examples?
Yeah, I just kind of want to point out one thing that I do have coming up, because one thing that matters to me is streamlined communication between myself and students. And one thing that my University Affairs Commission, which kind of has to deal with very, very vague, but any affairs on campus, you know. One thing that we're doing is working on a comment card box, kind of what you could call it. And we want to have that online, so that way students can come to us and they can share as much information with us as they want. They can submit anonymously, or they could submit with their name, so that way we can follow up with them and they can talk to us about what's on their mind or what issues they're having with accessing resources on campus or making sure they feel heard on campus. I want to make sure that students have the direct communication with us. I understand maybe going up to our offices during office hours, which we do have, but it can be a little scary. So that's one thing that I'm working on right now. It's not public yet, but I do want to tell you that this is something that I'm working on. You're more than welcome to. My name's Cameron. I have business cards. You can totally go grab one, follow up with me in a week if you don't see something about it. But I really, really want to make sure that there is this streamlined communication. And I think this streamlined communication will also improve our advocacy efforts, because I can constantly say, we can do all that we think is right, but how many of us are up here? Like 6 of us. We don't have the brain of over 40,000 students, and I want to make sure that these 40,000 students are able to speak up so that way we can do things that matter to them.
And I can kind of add on to the minority student aspect of that. So I do know in previous years, in like the past few years, I know for sure that we've partnered with the centers on campus, the student centers in Dirk. I know the diversity officer for exec, he's been partnering with the Black Student Union a lot. Previous years, they've been partnering with the other centers like the Dreamer Center and all those other centers as well. So we try to keep connected with the other diversity centers through Dirk.
Thank you. Next, pre-submitted question. Does the CSUF Police Department send representatives or the police chief to ASI community chats?
Yes, all ASI community chat is open to all campus partners. That does include UPD or any other kind of campus organization. And with the focus of community chat is for student leaders to talk directly to the community, but UPD is obviously part of that community. I see Chief back here. He's here with us. He's unarmed, and it's really important that we do kind of like bridge these gaps and concerns. And of course, any concerns that are brought up during ASI community chat will be spread to the appropriate departments. We do regularly meet with departments on campus. We actually were just in a meeting with Chief earlier this week. So yeah.
Thank you. Now we go to an audience question. Any audience questions? Going once? Going twice? Lovely. Next question. Is parking going to be enforced 24 hours moving forward?
That's an awesome question. So we have had meetings again with the VP Porter, and we have talked about parking and brought up these concerns that students have come to us with. And to our knowledge and from the information that was passed down from the VP, no, it will not be enforced 24 hours. All the signs and parking directions on campus specifically state when parking is enforced, so just make sure to check that, especially when you're entering a structure or a parking lot.
Thank you. An audience question? Raise of hand. Going once? Okay.
Okay, my name is Daisy Antunes. I am she, her, and I'm a child and adolescence major. I just have a question. Are you guys aware that the Dirk Center has expanded, but there are certain centers that, like the Women's Center, that have shrunk, and they are smaller than, they are the same size as a computer lab, but it's like the size of the trash can to like half of that table.
So I actually did get the chance to go see the new Dirk space last week, and it is definitely in need of some growth. However, there is very limited space on campus, and this is something that we can bring forward with our VP of Student Affairs and really discuss with her and see how we can move forward and make the space bigger in the coming years.
Okay, now we're moving on to a pre-submitted question. With the tuition increase, how can ICC's stipends increase?
So, tuition has no connection to interclub councils and the financial leader awards that they receive. These awards and stipends can be reviewed, but ultimately, increasing these awards will be limited to the availability of funding that comes from the student fees that all students will be paying.
Thank you. An audience question? Is there one? Okay, come on over. Careful. All right.
Hi, my name is Sage. I'm in communications marketing. I'm a second year, and my pronouns are she, her. So similar to how you guys are talking about like the menstrual pads and other policies that have been passed, is there any policies that you guys have been working on for a long time that you were happy to finally get passed similar to that one?
Yeah, so similar to the menstrual products and bringing that concern up and getting that implemented here on campus, we were also informed that over in Titan Hall that there was limited accessibility for gender-neutral bathrooms. So that concern was elevated to us. We brought that concern up, and that concern was fixed. We were happy to work together and also make sure that all the other conversations that we were having with our other vice presidents, we were trying to include, for example, gender-neutral bathrooms everywhere on campus, such as how we met with the new dean of the library and brought that concern up to him, and he was ensuring that he was going to work on that as well. And there are similar things that we've been elevating as well.
Okay. Pre-submitted question: how can student government better advocate for the resources they offer on campus?
As I was kind of saying earlier, like this streamlined communication and establishing this relationship with students is really, really important to me and to all of us as well. So ASI leaders are always more than open to talking to any student on campus. We have office hours. You can view them on our website. Every member of our board of directors, as well as every member of our executive team, has office hours. I also know that all of our business cards are over on the resource table. You can go find the business card for the person representing your college. You can go find the business card for the person on the executive team that best fits your interests. And we also, I do believe, have a QR code for a feedback form. It will circle around. It's not the one I was talking about earlier, but this is what we have for right now, because we do want students to be able to express themselves in any accessible way possible.
Okay, thank you. Any audience questions? Okay. Nate?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jared. I'm a fourth year public health major. My pronouns are he, they. I just wanted to know what you enjoy most about your roles in advocacy here at ASI.
Okay, so to answer that, So what I love about my role is that I get to be connected to students and my peers and my constituents and hear what they want to improve, what they want to see, and then do my best to bring that up and to advocate for it, to make sure that it's fixed. And also I love being involved and seeing that some of the stuff that we do, like Mason and Mark mentioned about the menstrual projects, all these projects happening, being enforced and serve our students, it genuinely makes me happy and it's a very rewarding moment for me.
For me, my role, I'm the ASI board chair, so I oversee the entire board. My favorite part is that I don't get to my goals are not the ones that I'm trying to help, I'm not trying to get across, it's the board's goals. So whenever a board member comes to me, it's I'm really passionate about this, I really want to work on this. That is my job. My job is to get their voices out there and get their goals to be accomplished more than my own.
My favorite part about this role as ASI president and overseeing an amazing executive team is really just seeing everyone grow and really seeing how people can carry out their goals and also carry out the goals that Mark and I had when we were running, and just really being able to form a little family and form relationships that are going to last a lifetime.
My favorite part, one of many parts, is that I actually love and enjoy all the staff that are scattered around this room. So if we can get a big applause for all of them. They've done an amazing job so far in the year putting this event together. So I love getting to work with the staff. They make me laugh every day, and I love also getting to advocate for students as well.
My favorite part would be talking to students. I am going to sound like a broken record, but I love communication with students, and I genuinely believe that we cannot be successful, myself included, without this increased communication with students. And I'm always talking to students. I'm always talking to students about what matters to them, what do they like to see, where do they feel like can be improved. And honestly, just getting this very real feedback, this very honest feedback is something that's so important to me and something I really enjoy. Even if it's constructive or critical, I love to hear it because that means that I have a new task on my desk that I can work to help someone, accomplish.
For me, I'm the Chief Governmental Officer. Hi. But for me, it's definitely the connections I've been able to make being in student government with staff members, with people that work on campus, and the students themselves and student leaders. I would have never expected myself to be in this position, and I've had the opportunity to have such amazing experiences and new connections made, and I'm just very thankful for it.
Since everyone went, I'll go ahead and chime in. My lovely experience here has been being able to advocate for students and uphold the idea of equitable practices. So I definitely feel very compelled to share that I love the opportunity to continue advocating and being authentic. Okay, so we have an audience question, correct?
Hello, this is a live question from the audience. So their name is Darian, they're a sociology major and he, him pronouns. And so the question is, what are y'all going to do about parking due to the large amount of students who are here on campus in the context of having limited parking and a lot of students coming in?
Thank you for that question. So again, I would like to first reiterate that parking is separate from ASI, and that's completely, like parking and transportation is a department under the university and also separate from the university as well, but ASI has nothing to do with parking. However, we have been advocating for people that have brought up parking concerns in our meetings, again, with the VP Porter. I, especially along with Mason and Ashley together, have elevated some of these concerns that we've heard about when Park Mobile was first introduced and working out the kinks of that, as well as the other information regarding spaces available, when parking is enforced, and so forth. So our job in this sense with parking is to elevate any concerns that we get, as well as our own concerns, bring those into those meetings, and then try to hopefully relay that information that we can to be as transparent as possible. But again, parking on this campus is tough. I'm right there with you, but unfortunately it's something that we can't change in an instant. It's a concern that we elevate to people above us.
Okay, we have a pre-submitted question, which is, will we be getting cameras in the parking lot anytime soon?
Me again. I'd love to answer that question. So we did elevate this concern to VP Porter as well. He relayed back to us that financially it was definitely a stretch because of having to place cameras in every angle of every level of every parking lot, which was a very big multi-million-dollar project that wasn't capable with the current budget at the time. However, we actually did meet with him previously in our last top 10 meeting, and I brought up the concern again, however, and he said that we're going to work towards it and actually speak again that in our next meeting. But again, it is something that we are still discussing with VP Porter, but the short answer is currently no, we do not have cameras in the parking.
Thank you. An audience question?
Name's Jade Rodriguez, pronouns she, her, ella, and then major is political science. You guys talked earlier about space and real estate for programs. So my question is, given the space is limited on campus, as ASI, do you guys join the conversation which programs get to expand their space?
Are you asking, are we involved in the process of expanding spaces?
I'm asking if you guys join the conversation with Dr. O in expanding or decreasing spaces.
Oh, yeah. So ASI was advocating for more spaces for Aswana Resource Center and the Native American Indigenous Resource Center, as well as a closer space to Durham for the Women's Center. That was something that was advocated for last year and continued on until this year, and we've been receiving updates about the updated spaces. And we are here to advocate as well, so if there is something wrong within those spaces, we bring that up as well with our meetings with Dr. O.
Okay, I just want to ask, because EOP is currently losing space to a new center they're trying to build, which they built a while ago, but they actually closed down because nobody was joining. And considering the fact that EOP is one of the most vulnerable programs, that's not okay.
That is definitely something we can bring up to our VP of Student Affairs. And Ashley, if you want to add anything?
Yeah, this is a very important concern. That's what we're here for. So all of our business cards are right there. If you could send us an email, like we can set up a one-on-one. We would love to hear like exactly all of your concerns and bring that up on our one-on-ones we have with her.
Thank you.
Will there be a Tuesday's farmer market?
That's me. The farmers market happens every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and there are a lot of amazing vendors. We have like freeze-dried candy, tamales, tacos, pupusas, all of it. And a lot of our vendors also take EBT. So that's another really exciting thing.
Okay, another live audience question. Going once. Going twice. Okay.
Ash Cruz, she, they, entertainment, art, and animation major. About the farmers market, how do you apply for that?
How do you apply for the farmers market? To be a vendor or?
To be a vendor, yeah.
So you would reach out to our student programs and engagement team if you'd like to, if there are vendors at the farmers market. It's mainly like local businesses and people who sell that kind of stuff. So I would say reach out to our student programs and engagement team, contact and post at the resource table. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next question here is, will the additional footage from Beyond the Conversation be posted?
Okay, so coverage of the Beyond the Conversation can be found through Titan TV's channels. They usually post the events in their entirety. Our last event featuring Issa Rae can also be found on YouTube as well. The next Beyond the Conversation, as it was posted on ASI's Instagram yesterday, will be happening during Social Justice Week on March 21st, and the speaker will be Diane Guerrero. Tickets can be reserved starting next Monday, March 4th, and Wednesday, March 6th via Titan Link. So make sure to check it out to reserve your ticket, and check out ASI's Instagram and for more information as well.
Thank you. An audience question? Going once, going twice. Okay. Pre-submitted question says, what jobs are offered for undocumented students here on campus, and how does ASI prepare students with only ITIN to find employment?
Okay, so for on-campus jobs, students can visit the Human Resources and Diversity and Inclusion website at hr.fullerton.edu, and I have like /careers/students. That's a little hard to remember. Typically, when I'm doing little digging on careers on campus, I just literally Google CSUF student jobs, and that should be the first thing that comes up. But you can go to that website to see what job and internship opportunities are currently available. And we also do have a student employment office that's able to assist with any questions. So that student employment office can also help with questions about ITIN employment. And there's also the Titan Dreamers Resource Center located in the Dirk facilities in the Pollock Library South, 180, room 185. So it's like Dirk's in 180, and then in 185 is the Dreamers Resource Center. And the Dreamers Resource Center is an absolutely amazing resource for students regarding finding unemployment with an ITIN number. And ASI also wants to make sure that we're advocating for students for more professional development, preparation, and resources to be provided on campus and at the Titan Dreamers Resource Center. We want to make sure that students are able to find jobs and be able to be ready to enter the real world. So, yeah.
Thank you, cameraman. All right, an audience question? Going once? Yes?
Vanessa, I am a third year in sociology. My pronouns are she, her. My question is, where is the funding coming from for this new structure being built in Gordon Hall? The new structure that we've all heard about, the big elephant being built by Gordon Hall, where is that funding coming from?
So that is set up by our Philanthropic Foundation. So it is made out of donations from campus partners and alumni as well.
Was it specifically for the elephant that's supposed to be built?
Yes. All the donations made were made out specifically for that.
All right. We have a question pre-submitted. Why are the elevator permits expired?
Awesome question. I would like to reiterate that our elevators are safe for use and the permits do get checked on a regular basis. However, we have, again, in our discussions with VP Porter, he's been awesome with relaying this information to us as well, and so I'd like to relay it back. If you do see an elevator permit that maybe just expired like a week after you got in the elevator, it is still safe for use. There's just so many elevators here on campus that the team has to come back out and do those inspections. However, they're still safe for use even past, they have that buffer date so that even if they're not available to come check that same day it was supposed to be resubmitted for a permit, that it's still safe for use for an extra couple of weeks or a month so that they can come back out and redo the inspection and hang that certificate in the elevator.
Thank you so much. All right, an audience question? Careful walking down. All right.
Hi there, I'm Bree. I'm sorry you just answered part of the question, but it is, how is ASI working towards making this campus more safe and accessible for students with disabilities? Two examples is which the campus is lacking in many elevators having long been expired, some several months expired. And the majority of fire alarms are also outdated, which indicators for deaf and hard of hearing individuals.
Hi. As always, this is not something that we have a lot of control of, so we're always advocates. That's something that we advocate a lot. Actually, the campus safety, we always have meetings with our chief of police, Chief Frisbee, which is always keeping us updated to that. Same thing with BB Porter. Anything regarding the elevators, anything with advocating for students with disabilities, we're always bringing it up to him almost at every meeting. So the way we work towards getting that achieved is continue to bringing it up over and over and over again until we get it.
To further answer your question, for example, you brought up lactation stations. Anything that's in ASI building, we'd be happy to bring that up to our staff at ASI and answer those questions and see what we could do.
All right, we're gonna go to another pre-submitted question. Why do teachers get paid less compared to the administration?
Okay, so while ASI values the hard work of both our faculty and campus staff, these salaries are determined at a much higher level. And so such salaries are determined between the California State University, also known as the CSU's Chancellor's Office, and the various unions that our faculty are a part of. So if you guys are interested in learning more information about that, you guys can check out the CSU website and also the CFA, which stands for California Faculty Associations, for more information.
Lovely. An audience question? Going once? Going twice? Okay. My question is regarding EOP and the student input about the program. They have amazing staff, counselors, and space. However, I feel that it does not have moments or points in time where we reflect and evaluate the experience for the students on building community. There are other CSU campuses that have EOP student organizations that have connected with EOP program to continuously build community. With that, I would like to know what can be done to create a club/organization that aims to build community with the students and program itself.
Yeah, so EOP, once again, is a department within the Division of Student Affairs, and we love hearing that students want to create an organization or a club to build this community. So for any students that's interested in building such a club or such a program or organization on campus, I would recommend that you reach out to the Student Life and Leadership Department in ASI. It's going to be on the upper floor of the TSU. And for more information on student orgs and the registration process, they should be able to answer any of those questions for you.
All right, an audience question. Going once. Going twice. All right. A pre-submitted question is, of course, which event are you most excited for? And if I'm,
I love all the events that ASI hosts. I'm always excited for literally like all of them, but I'm definitely excited for the Beyond the Conversation that will be happening on March 21st. I'm very excited for Social Justice Week that is hosted by ICA. I'm also very excited for our spring concert as well.
For me is on March 13th, we're having a pantry pop-up, so I'm excited for that, and I hope a lot of you guys can come to that.
I am most excited for Social Justice Week, which is being hosted by the Association for Intercultural Awareness, or ICA, in collaboration with our Social Justice and Equity Commission, in collaboration with DIRC, and so many other great opportunities. Such an exciting time. We're going to have a ton of workshops put on by student organizations around social justice issues. So I'll see y'all there.
I am also super excited for the pantry pop-up on March 13th, and I will be here, loud and proud.
I personally am super excited for Tuffy's Marketplace. It's going to be on March 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuffy Lawn. And what this is going to be is an opportunity for student-owned small businesses to come and act as vendors. And I just think the opportunity to support CSUF talent, CSUF businesses is going to be super remarkable. So that's what I'm most excited for.
I'm really looking forward to the collaboration with the Women's Resource Center and the Student Programming and Engagement Committee. It's going to be a Barbie movie night in Pavilion C on March 20th from 5 to 6 p.m. You get to dress up in pink and just watch the movie and hang out with friends. It's really fun.
Nice. And for me, an event that I'm excited for with CEC, plugging them, they're going to have their children's book read outside of Cal State Fullerton, their beach cleanup outside of Cal State Fullerton, and of course, what was the last one, Maya? Tabling at the Fullerton Farmers Market outside of Cal State Fullerton. All right, so want to reiterate, this would be the last audience question, so if you all have questions from the audience, please come through over here. Any audience questions? Okay. If you have any more, please come on by.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jalen. I'm a psych major. I go by she, her. My question is, it kind of feels like the organizations, let me start off this way. There are a lot of, we're primarily Latino, so I want to know what you guys are doing to connect with the Latino orgs at this school. Also, why does it feel like we have to go to you guys? I feel like there should be more connection. I feel like there should be more collaboration. So what are you doing to make that happen?
Yes, thank you. I'm Latino myself too. I see the struggles. I see. I really want to resonate with that. I know that there's been some initiatives on campus, both in DIRC, particularly to help uplift Latino community. I know there's going to be, I forget the name of it, but the Latino Resource Center graduation. I'm very excited to be a part of that, and I encourage all Latino identifying students to also be a part of that. And then as for you guys coming to us, I don't want that either, because it's almost as if we're gatekeeping ourselves. We do have tabling events at Farmers Market where ourselves and our commissioners are out there talking to students. We're making ourselves accessible. And then one other thing is that survey I was talking about earlier. I really want to get that plastered everywhere. I want to get QR codes in the TSU. I want to get emails sent out so that way it's just a tap away for you. And we're extending our arm to you so that way you could reach back and we could work together. That's what my goal is.
I think that's wonderful. I appreciate the effort being made. I think that, MESA is, I would prefer to see you guys at MESA events or at specific Latino events. I think that's one way to stay stronger connected.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. If you said MESA, okay, is there?
That's the council for all of the Latino orgs.
Okay,
at this
perfect.
School.
I would love to talk with you after this. I don't know if you have an events calendar on this, but I'll make sure I'm at one of those events. That's really important to me.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, any other audience questions? Going once? Going twice? Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Shay, she, her pronouns. I'm a third year business major with a concentration in entertainment and hospitality management. A question I had was specifically for like event planning when it comes to having student vendors or students who have businesses, both on this campus and off campus. If we're just having them like showcasing their products at our event, will they have to provide insurance if they're hosting it in a TSU space?
I'm not sure about that, but we can get back to you on it. We can reach out to you if we just get your email down. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, any other audience questions? Going once? Going twice? Okay. All right, y'all. We are reaching the end of today's community chat. Before we end today's discussion, we have 2 questions for you. How can we better support you? What would you like to see from us? Okay, that brings us to the end of the discussion. Thank you all for coming and making this event possible. We couldn't have done it without you. If you have not already, follow our social media at ASI CSUF to stay updated on everything regarding ASI, programming events, commission events, board of directors agenda, drop-in art workshops, ASI scholarships, job opportunities, and more. We have further information on our website at asi.fullerton.edu, such as our open commissions position, student leadership information, board agenda and minutes, budget involvement opportunities, info on TSU, Children's Center, and Rec Center. Our emails can also be found on the website. Don't hesitate to reach out with any questions you have. Once again, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.